How many times have I told y'all that this is one of the most anti-black, racist administrations we've ever seen? Check this out here. The federal government no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. The segregation clause is one of several identified in a public memo issued by the General Services Administration last month, affecting all civil federal agencies. The memo explains that it is making changes prompted by Donald Trump's executive order on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which repealed an executive order signed by President Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1965 regarding federal contractors and non-discrimination. So there's been a lot of reporting around this, and so the whole goal is to say all these companies that you don't have to abide by these rules that say that you can't discriminate. What do you make of this, Larry? And I keep saying that, probably the most violent racist we've ever had in the White House, and this says a lot, is Woodrow Wilson. This administration wants to defund Black America. It is targeting Black people. They are anti-Black. We can go on and on and on. And this, of course, is just another part of that.
Yeah, this is part of, the very beginning of a long 4 years. And Roland, I was on your show last week, and I said, we've been focusing on this, we're using the phrase anti-DEI. We should be saying these people are pro-Jim Crow because, and this is a perfect example. Mm-hmm. This strong focus on anti-DEI, you're right, it's centered on anti-Blackness. It is focused on dismantling all the progress that was made, and obviously we talked on your show a lot about the Great Society programs, the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, Fair Housing Act, et cetera. It is, and this, when he signed this executive order in the very beginning of his presidency, it was very clear about what he was trying to do here. Obviously, when we talk about federal contracts, that's taxpayer money. So we're not moving forward. They're trying to dismantle, once again, all the programs that were created that was for over decades, really over centuries in terms of Black folks, in terms of being on equal footing or trying to get as close to equal footing. They're dismantling all those programs and using taxpayer dollars to do that. And so when Ellie was on before, we talked about, I mentioned, we have to focus on discord and not decorum. People have to be willing, and I know Black people are tired, but they have to be willing when we see things like this to make sure we're heard, not just at town halls, but there's other methods we have to use to make sure that these kinds of things are reversed. Because you go back to LBJ in terms of the work he did, like I said, with the Great Society programs to sign an executive order. And now here we are with a president of the United States policy that says openly say, you know what, don't worry about that. Don't worry about Jim Crow. Just go ahead and reinstitute that. And we'll keep moving forward to make sure every program, every right that Black folks have fought for decades is just eliminated. And this is, once again, another terrible example of that.
Watch what eggs do to your brain. Take a look at these two brain scans.
Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shatar. You're here at Chicago Branch, Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and the Son, Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson. Before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakadash, Barakatah. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors to the hopeful elect, the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatah, and to the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatah to you also. Well, you have it straight from the horse's mouth, firsthand, okay? Trump rolls back segregation. Now you had a lot of these people talking about he ain't racist, he ain't this, all quote unquote so-called self-white people ain't bad. Some of them are good. Well, according to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, they are a natural enemy to him. So that makes them a natural enemy to me. Lord will I be one of them men of his elect, okay? These people are our enemies, okay? And a lot of people think that Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai doesn't have enemies. But not so. Thus saith the Bible, okay? Yeah, so he lets you know, and he tells you he's going to repay them to their face also, okay? So he does have enemies as well, all right? For those of you who think he's just saying, I'm just saying something, he doesn't have enemies, let me get you a scripture real quick backing up what I'm talking about. Deuteronomy 7, okay? Where do I want to start at? It's right here in Deuteronomy 7. Okay, and I'll start at 9. Deuteronomy 7 and 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God which keepeth covenant and mercy to them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Oh, wow, that's a lot of generations, Israel. And see, point being in Deuteronomy 7 and 10, and repayeth them that hate him to their face. To destroy them, he will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. So contrary to popular belief, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, does have enemies. He does have people who hates him, all right? Okay? And now take this act that this guy Trump just did. He rolls back segregation. You just seen the video, okay? And a lot of these acts, okay, that were signed into law during the civil rights era, okay, they're starting to be repealed. He's starting to roll back on them, okay? And that's because this man is slowly losing grip on his kingdom, okay? His kingdom, we're seeing the downfall, the destruction, the decaying of his kingdom, okay? Right before his eyes is being taken away from him, okay? Through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay, and his prophets, okay? He rests his spirit on us, and that's what we're doing, prophesizing and chanting the downfall of this present-day evil world. Or should I say temporal, because it's slated for destruction. But this man, clearly, let's get this real quick. Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah 10. Okay, and we'll start at the top. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, okay? To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless, okay? So that's what they're doing. The poor, that's Israel, okay? All right, the fatherless are those who don't know Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? All right? So these are unrighteous decrees. Salakia. These are draconian laws being set forth, okay? All right? They made a law banning that act, okay? Saying it couldn't be black water fountain, white water fountain. Everybody had to drink from the same water fountain. So he's repealing, he's rolling back on these things, okay? In fact, that hat that you see all these Republicans wearing, that MAGA cap, Make America Great Again, well, they know the only time America was ever great was when we were in slavery, okay? When we were in bonds, all right? And make no mistake about it, you're still in slavery right now, okay? This is not living, Israel. That's why the Lord tells you, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed from it by the renewing of your mind. That's Romans 12, okay, and 2, I do believe it is. Romans 12:2, okay? So we don't want a part of this here. And what this guy's doing, he's rolling back, segregation. So all these old things that they had during slavery, okay, and this still is modern day slavery, make no mistake about it, it's back on the table. You're going to start seeing black bathrooms, white bathrooms. You're going to start seeing black restrooms, white restrooms. They're rolling back everything as far as the civil rights movement, all the laws that were signed into play. And this is all part of that Agenda 2025. Now, for those of you that say Donald Trump is not racist, this is clearly a racist act, okay? Again, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless, okay? So these are draconian laws. These are unrighteous decrees, okay, that's being set forth, all right? Because like I said, it's an agenda. All of this is part of that Agenda 2025. And this guy Trump, he's laying the groundwork, okay, for this new world order to come into play, all right? And this is a clear-cut case of racism. So if you think this guy's a racist, you're crazy. And it's all according to that Agenda 2025, which after everything is said and done, is the implementation of New World Order. It's going into the New World Order, all right? That's what this is leading up to, okay? They're looking to put you back into slavery again, because that's the only time America was ever great, when we were in slavery, okay? When we were, in bonds, all right, being sold like cattle. And, they're trying to push these agendas and these unrighteous decrees, draconian laws, back into play again, Israel. That's what they're doing. All right. Let's go here. I'm saying this was going to be a quick hitter, short video. Let's go here. Let's get Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, and we want 2 Corinthians 2:11. And 2 Corinthians 2:11 reads, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." See, the elect, you know what I'm saying? The prophets of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, the Lord has revealed to us what these people's agenda is, and we're putting it out there trying to warn you of the impending danger that's coming down the pipeline. But we know 2/3 of you all won't get it, and you'll get thrust through in that destruction, in that lake of fire come that day, all right? But Lord will, we be them men, and with that message, well, like it says in that Isaiah 55:11, his word will not return unto him void. So those who are meant to get this, they're gonna get it, okay? And though it's pretty much predestined to happen, all right? So this guy Trump, man, he's looking to roll back segregation. He's looking to bring these things back into play. And that's what this Agenda 2025 is all about, okay? Making America great again through slavery, colonization, rape, rob, murder, how they got everything. But the horns are starting to show now, because he realizes he has but a short time left, okay? And the Lord is taking the veil off of him. He's being exposed. So we're not, again, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, okay? So we know what this man does, all right? And you ain't supposed to trust your enemy anyway. It says never trust your enemy, all right? I think we'll get that and get ready to close the lesson up. But Donald Trump is looking to bring back all these policies that were in slavery times, okay? He's looking to bring that back. He's looking to turn back the clock and go back to slavery, actually, all right? because, again, that was the only time that America was ever great. Let's get this Sirach and get ready to close the lesson. Okay. Let's grab this Sirach and we'll get ready to close the lesson. Let's get Sirach. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. And it says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, ye take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So we can't trust these people, okay? It say like a look, you start to take on his customs, start to take on his traditions, start to take on his ways, all right? Say you start to look like him, okay? All right? It says never trust your enemy, okay? All right? And again, this man is definitely your enemy, all right? He's definitely your enemy. Don't make no difference who you vote for, okay, Israel? It was all one agenda, okay? And this guy Trump, that's what they put him out here to do. He's a puppet for these small hatters, okay? And he's laying the groundwork to bring about this new world order, okay? All right? He's upgrading the grid as we speak right now, all right? He's also creating a new monetary system based on digital currency, which leads to the implementation of the RFD chip, them chocolate chip cookies that it talks about in Revelation 13th chapter. But the Democratic Party, okay, is the left wing. The Republican Party is the right wing. And that makes up the two wings on the bird, their emblem, which is the eagle, okay? Same eagle that the Roman Empire used, and that's the same emblem that Babylon, aka America, uses, okay? Spiritual Egypt, all right? So what we have is a revised Roman Empire here, okay? And that's what it is. Again, Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, all right? Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. And we know if you pick up something that's real rusty and that rust get on your hands, how difficult it is to get off. So you lay down with this man. What's that in Stan Sirach 13th chapter? He who touches pitch shall be defiled, okay? So, man, that's what they're basically looking to do, bring back slavery into play, because that was the only time this place was ever great. And they're a very wicked race of people. And they're not good business people either, okay? They're not good business people at all right? So they have to have free labor in order to be rich, because as far as managing and budgeting and all, they're not good business people. They're not business minded at all, okay? They're the basis of people, the basis of men. The Lord tells you that, all right? He is the basis of man, okay? But Trump rolls back segregation, and I'm looking for him to bring out some more stuff in that Agenda 2025, because it calls for worldwide lockdowns. That's on the table, and he's going to be rolling back all these civil rights laws and amendments that were passed as well. So we'll stay watched, and that's what we are, the watchmen. Lord, will we be them men, and we'll keep you informed. More will be revealed. That's pretty much all I have right now. Lord will, this was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I'd like to say, Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, rise Israel, rise. and a barber bowl. Until the next time.